Welcome to Goddess Life Fitness Meal Planning Tips. My name is Sharita Bagby, health coach in Houston, Texas. I want to take a minute to welcome you. I really appreciate y'all being here, and I hope you find some of these meal planning tips helpful to you. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, here's the truth. I know you are busy, 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 and the thought of having to plan out meals, it probably just feels like one more chore to add to your already long list of things to do. Trust me, I know. And to be honest, it has really not ever been my favorite thing to do either. But having said that, what I found is that by taking the time to plan out my meals for each week, for actually writing out a grocery list, it really means that I ultimately save time. Not to mention the fact that it means that I save money and I eat far less desirable calories. And it really means a lot less stress every night. Now, menu planning, it saves time because first you already know what's for dinner and you don't have to rush to the grocery store as much. And it's going to save you money because eating out is truly so much more expensive than preparing meals at home. And it means less food waste because you only bought the items that you need to prepare your meals. Now, you can definitely save in calories too because many times quite frankly, we impulse buy and we end up choosing foods of convenience, which end up being processed foods. Or, if you go out to eat and you order items that look healthy on the menu, like a salad, and then you get home only to discover that maybe that salad actually contained over 1,000 calories. So, ultimately, meal planning, it reduces stress because you've got a solid plan for your week and you don't have to rack your brain at the last minute to try and figure out that age-old question. What's for dinner? So choosing ingredients from the grocery store, it's going to give you far more control over the quality of your food. More and more grocery stores are starting to offer organic options, and they've got a wide variety of brands for you to choose from. When we eat out, the food we usually eat contains higher sodium levels than what we make at home, and restaurant prepared food typically uses lower quality oils like soybean or GMO foods are used as the norm, and MSG is often added or hidden along with other controversial ingredients. Now, this doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy eating out, but when you select and prepare your own food, you know exactly what's included in the dishes that you make. And that way you're able to make better control in over the quality and nutritional value of your meals. Now, this is a huge help with weight loss and weight maintenance since you're in control of the food and you actually know what's in it. And you're likely to have more nutrient-rich food. So let's start with getting organized. First, I want you to pick a day to be your menu planning day. So for me, that usually means Friday or Saturday, but choose the day that works best for you. Then I want you to consider which day of the week you can best make time to sit down and figure out what to have for dinner during the week. Now, will this be the same day that you do your grocery shopping, or will you plan the night before and shop the next morning? Sometimes I like to plan my menu on Friday and then do my shopping on Saturday. But before I start, I definitely want to get the input of my household so that way I can make sure to plan meals for everybody. So consider the nights that might typically be hectic with kids activities, meetings, or any type of obligations that you may have. Then I want you to think about what would be the easiest meals to make on those nights. So for me, that means something in the handy dandy slow cooker once or twice a week. Or, you may want to double a recipe and have it ready to reheat on a second night. Another option is to maybe, double up your chicken for one dish and then set the other half aside and then maybe add a salad to it for your main meal on another night. Maybe switch up your sides. So ultimately, I want you to choose quick and easy meals when you know you're not going to have much time to cook, or maybe plan on those being your crock pot nights. And then after you've figured out your meals for the week, it's time to create your grocery list. So be sure to check your fridge and your pantry to see what you already have, and then make a list of what you need. And you can actually save a ton of money by doing that. Now, another great option that's super quick and that's easy to use is a service like a dinner studio where you go and you prep everything for a week and you bring your ingredients home to freeze and use as needed. There are places like Dream Dinners and Super Suppers that are becoming more popular. So I really advise that you do a Google search and see if there are any in your particular area. And then a quick tip, if you happen to have a smartphone, your shopping list can be made so much easier. My favorite grocery shopping smartphone app is called Our Groceries. I absolutely love this thing. Now, I add my grocery items to the list in categories like produce, meats, dairy, etc. And that way you can kind of create your own categories too. Oh, plus other family members can add items to it from their smartphones so you can share the list amongst you. It's actually pretty super cool. Now, I don't know how I've ever used a pen and paper beforehand, but I'm definitely spoiled to using my cell phone. Okay, so by now you should have figured out which nights you're busy. You've got your menu for the week and you've got your grocery shopping list all set. Now, you'll want to be sure to write down your menu plan for the week, and that way your family can remember what everybody's having for that night. So post it on the fridge or somewhere where it can easily be seen. Next, I want you to think about how you store your recipes. Do you store them on the computer? Do you print them out? Or do you keep them in a recipe box or folder? I actually started keeping my recipes in a pocketed folder in the kitchen of stuff that I plan to make in the upcoming week. So, I also save them on the computer. I print them out and put them in the folder so I have it handy when I'm ready to start cooking. Now, if you're one who likes to type up your weekly menu plan, then save it as a document on your computer and you can refer to it later. Now, perhaps maybe you label the one you create this week 1 meals, and the one for next week, week 2 meals, and so on and so on. So this way, after a few weeks, you've got a pretty good database of quite a few menu plans to pick from, and that way it starts to get easier. Then, if you'd like, you can maybe add to the list by trying one new recipe every week or every 2 weeks or something like that. Now, once you've got that started to build, I want you to place the meal plans in a folder on your desktop labeled menu plans so you can find them easily. And then before you know it, you're actually going to have a lot of recipe options and meal planning becomes even easier. Now, do you need any pre-planned menus? So definitely make sure to take advantage of our meal planning app. I am particularly proud of this app because not only does it track your caloric intake and macros, but it also tracks 26 different micronutrients. It'll even track your daily water, most every area of your fitness and your body stats. We put you in total control of your health and fitness, your goals, your favorite foods, and your choices. So if you haven't had a chance, head over to Goddess Life Fitness and click download the app for a free trial. Now, I like to live by the principle, cook once, eat twice. Now plan to make double what you would normally make for dinner so you have leftovers for lunches, for adults as well as any kids that you might have in the house. And or save them for another dinner. You also have the option to freeze some of the leftovers to use the following week if you prefer. So cook grains like rice ahead of time for the week, then refrigerate and use them later in the week. Maybe add a little water when you're reheating them. So most grains, will keep in your refrigerator from 3 to 5 days. Also, be sure to have your food defrosted. Oh my gosh, there's nothing worse than getting home and not having it defrosted. So if you're using any frozen items like meat, fish, or chicken, definitely refer to your list in the morning so you know what to take out in advance. Maybe even for the next day or two. Also, it definitely helps to chop your veggies in advance or, maybe on the weekend or the night before to prep ahead of time. And then definitely place them in storage containers, and baggies work just as well. Also decide which frozen vegetables you can use instead of fresh, especially for stews, soups, and maybe some crock pot meals. And that may actually save you a few pennies in the long run as well. And then definitely make any marinades, any types of dressing or spice mixes or sauces in advance and save time on those busier nights. A great place I like to find marinades and sauces, recipes rather, is on Pinterest. So if you typically eat dinner out twice a week and you probably have 20 recipes to prepare at home, that's about 4 weeks worth of meals without repeating a meal. So that's not bad. You can add more to the list as you go and expand your base of options. Even if you start out just planning 3 of your meals each week, it will make a huge difference. I feel so much less stressed when I know I'm ready for the weekend. I basically have what I need to make my healthy meals. So taking maybe even just 30 minutes to plan your meals, it's honestly going to save you a lot more time and energy during the week. And I'll be honest, I fought it for a long time because it really seemed too time consuming. But now that I do it on a regular basis, it really is much faster and easier. So once you start implementing a weekly meal plan, you're going to notice that you feel honestly less stressed over the dinner rush, and you may just have a better answer to that, again, that age-old question, what's for dinner? And your family, you get to enjoy more time with them and more nutritious home cooked meals, and again, far less stress. So for this coming week, I want you to look at the calendar and I want you to see which nights you're going to be cooking. All right. Decide which nights you're going to need quick, easy meals, and which nights, you'll have time to actually sit down and prepare a bigger meal or a longer meal rather. Then I want you to start your meal planning. So think about it. What new recipes have you been meaning to try? We all have those saved on Facebook, or maybe we've got articles clipped somewhere or saved somewhere on Pinterest. So start digging into some of those new recipes you've been meaning to try. Then I want you to write out a menu for each day's meals. Now, I'm also going to attach a sheet in the resource center that you can download to help you get to planning for your meals. And then I want you to make a list of the ingredients that you're going to need to purchase, and then double check your pantry to make sure that you have all the spices and all the staples that you need. And then decide which day you're going to go grocery shopping and commit to it. Stick with it. And then finally, if you have other people in your household, don't be afraid to ask them to help you prep or clean up. Honestly, a lot of times getting people involved makes them feel more appreciated, and they're helping to contribute to meals that they like. So I think that just about wraps it up for now. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at coach@goddesslifefitness.com. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to schedule your free 30-minute Thrive session with me. You'll actually find the link for that at the bottom of this page. And really, you can even message me on the app or in the member portal. Oh, and one last thing. If you haven't already, head over to goddesslifefitness.com and join the Emerging Goddess Challenge. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great one. Happy meal planning. Bye-bye.